Hello and welcome to episode 93. Today we arrive at, and review the only current generation handheld still being offered and sold by Nintendo, famous for generations of systems, from the original Game & Watches, through the various iterations of Game Boys and the seemingly still modern DS series of consoles. The Switch Lite honors the long-held marketing strategy by Nintendo, of offering an aging console as a stripped-out version. They've done this consistently since the original NES was around, with an objective to achieve maximum sales, and open up new potential customers to a once dominant flagship system. Given the production code of HDH-001, the Switch Lite was first offered for sale on September 20, 2019. But for now, I'd like to take a quick look back at our last episode's photo quiz challenge, where a partial image of a Nintendo item is presented. That segment of our show, we here on this channel like to call What in the World. The image was deliberately misaligned from its normal horizontal position to an unnatural downward angle. This was to make the identification slightly harder. Still, two viewers were able to clearly guess what it actually was, and it was a Super NES controller, made to replicate a missile launcher or bazooka-type weapon, known as a Super Scope. It's awesome that Emilio added some interesting additional information that will come in handy when we get around to review this somewhat unusual controller. Anyhow, well done to both of you for correctly guessing. The Nintendo Switch Lite is the smaller, lighter and purpose-built portable rendition of Nintendo's hugely successful hybrid console, but this system offers a purely handheld exclusive experience, with an entry price point of $129 to $147 US, that seems to be on average as we publish. It is a great system, and retains most of the core functions of the original model at a cheaper level, while the Lite adds a degree of rugged durability and obvious portability with its all-in-one design. The flip side, however, is that a few of the elements that made the higher-end original Switch console unique and versatile are sadly stripped down or removed completely. The Switch Lite was the first new iteration of the massively successful dockable Nintendo Switch since its initial launch, hot on the heels of the ever-so-disappointing Wii U, way back in 2017. The single-form portable budget Switch retailed for $200 upon release. To achieve this, it strips a number of features in order to hit that launch price point, with the main omission obviously being the ability to dock the console for that large-screen TV play experience. In many respects, both the Switch and Switch Lite perform very similarly, which will be due to their identical internals. Both share the same NVIDIA custom Tegra processor, giving them the same CPU and GPU performance when released. I guess it's worth pointing out here to the viewers what's exactly been cut from the system to produce the Switch Lite, as well as what's been lost and any perceived or factual limitations of this system, and then asking, is the price point still attractive to you, to basically downgrade to the Switch Lite? You'll need to know what you're missing out on when you buy the Lite. The console is missing a few key features such as the HD rumble function, and the infrared connectivity, along with the previously identified lack of any docking ability. These aren't necessarily deal breakers for an informed gamer wanting above all else mobility, but some of the missing functionality impacts games that use these features, and may make the games harder or impossible to play. Nintendo Switch Lite is compatible with all Nintendo Switch games that can be played in handheld mode. If a game supports Joy-Con functions such as HD rumble, or the infrared motion camera and Joy-Con motion sensors, some features will not be available using the Nintendo Switch Lite alone, unless you use them in conjunction with a set of Joy-Cons. This adds costs and erodes the financial advantage still further. Let's be clear, the Nintendo Switch Lite can play all the games on Nintendo Switch from its library that supports the handheld gaming style offerings. So if you're thinking of buying a Switch Lite over the larger and dockable original variant, which now offers the OLED screen option, then just know what you're sacrificing. It's not all bad news, however. The system also has some additional functionality that makes some games easier to play. Sure, it's lighter, the controls don't wobble, it's less likely to suffer from drift, and the system actually comes with a functioning D-pad, something Nintendo fans have been requesting from the original Switch's Joy-Cons for some time. This will make things such as 2D titles easier to play, so you're not simply losing features when you buy the Switch Lite, you're also gaining. While perhaps not a huge addition, it's a definite and desirable classic function, and in use it can change the way you play some games. One nice thing about the Switch Lite is the various different colors that are available. There are currently 3 main colors and a limited edition Pokemon version, with several other options and limited editions out there. So, in summary, if you're looking for a system to use almost exclusively while you're traveling or simply while out of the house, then the Switch Lite is the one to go for. Because not only is it more suited for handheld use, that's the whole point, but there's no reason in paying all that extra money for the docking features if you aren't planning on using them. And, let's be crystal clear here, this is without a doubt an amazing and competent handheld system. Which brings us to today's new and hopefully exciting photo quiz question challenge, where we see a Nintendo item shown in a fragmented part of a much larger image, and I ask you guys the episodic question, what in the world? If you think you know what it is, then drop those guesses and comments in the section below, but sadly until next time this just about wraps things up. I'd like to thank you all for watching, take care and I'll hopefully see you all again soon.